Okay, this video is going to cover what I've been up to for the past 8 months, why I haven't posted on here much during that time, and what I plan on doing in 2021. So, chapter 1, where I've been. If you saw my first YouTube video, you know that I am a full-time photographer. Now, the bulk of my work lies in weddings, and those are typically large events, which obviously didn't happen much this year. Back in March, when things started to go sideways and my couples started to reach out asking to postpone their wedding, I knew two things: that I was about to have a lot of time on my hands, and that I wanted to use that time as effectively and productively as I could. So, I started a YouTube channel. I worked hard at making videos, and I learned how to use my cameras in a different way to still tell engaging and compelling stories. I loved it then, and I still do now, but after 2 months of posting consistently, client work picked back up again. Weddings were small and very different, but I was still there to document them, and those instances were honestly some of the highlights of my year. On top of that, as businesses realized just how valuable good video would be in a year like 2020, I leveraged the skills that I learned to create this YouTube channel in order to do paid video work for new clients. Basically, I got really busy, and I needed to prioritize that paid client work in order to keep my business alive, which meant that I had less and less time to post videos on this channel. But my 2020 wedding season is officially over, and just like in March, I'm about to have a lot of time on my hands again. Which leads us into chapter 2, where I'm headed. If this year has taught me anything, it's the importance of diversifying the work that you do. My business relied too heavily on my wedding income, and in a year like 2020, that's dangerous. Frankly, I'm just grateful to come out at the end of this year with my business still intact. I won't stop photographing weddings anytime soon because I love them, and I don't want to stop. But I am going to be expanding far outside of just wedding photography in order to build a more stable foundation for my business to grow off of. And part of that expansion includes YouTube. I've recently had some meaningful conversations with friends and also with some personal heroes of mine that have changed my perspective on what YouTube can be. I have no intention of becoming a YouTuber necessarily. I just want to share work on here that I'm proud of. This channel will be a natural extension of the photography and filmmaking work that I do, and I'm excited for it to exist here because it can take on a totally different life than if it were to just exist on my website or my Instagram. I'm also excited to just use this as a creative outlet to share what I'm doing in my own time, like film photography and music production, or as a space to share what I'm up to with new businesses and new projects that I'm working on. One of which I've actually been working on with my friend Eric for the better part of the past year, and we are so excited to finally reveal that in about a month's time. And this channel, I think, will be a really cool place to show some behind the scenes from that as well. All that to say, I really just want to be proud of the work that I'm sharing on here, and I'm excited to be a part of the greater filmmaker and photographer community that exists on YouTube. One last thing, thank you for sticking with me this year. Whether you watched these videos, hired me to photograph your wedding, or take your family photos, or create a film for your brand or business, whatever it is, thank you. Truly, I mean that. I literally would not have a business now if you didn't stick with me throughout all of this. Whatever support you gave in whatever way that looked like, I am so sincerely grateful for that, because you've enabled me to keep doing what I love for a living. And I really honestly cannot think of a bigger blessing than that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next year.